Hey everyone! If you want to pass your real estate exam on your first attempt, I'd like to ask you all to watch this video from start to finish. I've discussed the exact same types of questions that you'll see on your actual exam. So this will be great practice for you before you go in to take the test. Alright, let's get started with the video.
Question number 1. A homeowner gives a neighbor written permission to cross the backyard for 6 months while a nearby bridge is being repaired. The homeowner may withdraw the permission at any time. This arrangement is best described as A. Easement appurtenant, B. Easement in gross, C. Leasehold estate. Correct answer C. License A. License gives temporary, revocable permission to use another person's property. Question number 2. A buyer purchases a home for $460,000 and makes a 15% down payment. How much will the lender finance? A. $391,000, B. $400,000, C. $385,000, $414,000. Correct answer, A. $391,000. The lender finances 85% of the purchase price after the buyer's down payment. Question number 3. A real estate broker represents both the buyer and the seller in the same transaction after receiving written informed consent from both parties. This relationship is known as A. Universal agency, B. Designated agency, C. Special agency, D. Dual agency? Correct answer, D. Dual agency. Dual agency exists when one broker represents both parties with informed written consent. Question number 4. A property owner replaces outdated kitchen cabinets with modern custom cabinets. Although the project costs $22,000, the appraiser determines it increases the home's value by only $15,000. Which appraisal principle best explains this result? A. Progression, B. Contribution, C. Competition, D. Regression. Correct answer, B. Contribution. Contribution measures how much an improvement actually adds to market value. Question number 5. A buyer signs a contract giving the seller $5,000 in exchange for the exclusive right to purchase the property within 30 days, but the buyer is not obligated to complete the purchase. This agreement is called an AIN. Option contract B, listing agreement, C, bilateral contract, D, assignment. Correct answer, A. Option contract gives the buyer the right but not the obligation to purchase. Question number 6. A homeowner owns property bordering the Atlantic Ocean and receives certain legal rights associated with the water. These rights are known as A. Riparian rights, B. Surface rights, C. Mineral rights, D. Littoral rights. Correct answer, D. Littoral rights. Littoral rights apply to properties bordering oceans, seas, and lakes. Question number 7. A lender requires a borrower to maintain homeowner's insurance throughout the loan term because the property serves as collateral. What is the lender primarily protecting? The buyer's credit score, B. The seller's equity, C. The lender's security interest, D. The real estate broker. Correct answer, C. The lender's security interest insurance helps protect the lender's collateral against covered losses. Question number 8. A property sells for $575,000 and the brokerage agreement provides for a 5% commission. What is the total commission? A. $27,500, B. $28,750, C. $30,000, $29,500. Correct answer, B. $28,750. Multiply the sales price by 5% to determine the brokerage commission. Question number 9. A buyer purchases property with a mortgage requiring equal monthly payments that completely repay both principal and interest over the loan term. This type of loan is known as A, interest-only mortgage, B, reverse mortgage, C, adjustable rate mortgage, D, fully amortized mortgage. Correct answer, D, fully amortized mortgage. A fully amortized mortgage completely repays principal and interest through regular payments. Question number 10. A property owner refuses to sell a home to a qualified buyer solely because of the buyer's national origin. Which federal law has most likely been violated? Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act, RSPA, B, Fair Housing Act, C, Truth in Lending Act, TILA, D, Sherman Antitrust Act. Correct answer, B, Fair Housing Act. The Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination based on protected characteristics, including national origin. Question number 11. A property owner grants a utility company the permanent right to install and maintain underground power lines across the property. Which type of easement is most likely being created? A, easement appurtenant, B, easement by necessity, C, easement in gross, D, license. Correct answer, C, easement in gross. An easement in gross benefits a person or company rather than another parcel of land. Question number 12. A buyer purchases a home for $525,000 and makes a 20% down payment. How much money is financed through the mortgage? A $420,000, B, $400,000, D, $430,000, D, $410,000. Correct answer, a $420,000. The lender finances 80% of the purchase price after a 20% down payment. Question number 13. A homeowner dies without leaving a valid will. State law determines who inherits the property. This process is known as A, Ishayurk, B, intestate succession, C, probate sale, D, adverse possession. Correct answer, B, intestate succession. Intestate succession distributes property according to state law when no valid will exists. Question number 14. A buyer discovers after closing that the seller intentionally concealed major foundation damage during the sale. Which legal claim is the buyer most likely to pursue? A, novation, B, specific performance, C, mutual rescission, D, fraud. Correct answer, D, fraud. Intentionally hiding a known material defect may constitute fraudulent misrepresentation. Question number 15. A subdivision contains well-maintained homes of similar size and quality, making buyers willing to pay higher prices because of nearby comparable properties. Which appraisal principle is illustrated? A, progression, B, contribution, C, substitution, D, competition. Correct answer, A, progression. Progression occurs when lower value properties gain value from surrounding higher value homes. Question number 16. A tenant signs a one-year apartment lease beginning July 1st and ending June 30th of the following year. This tenancy is classified as A, tenancy at will, B, periodic tenancy. State for years, D, tenancy at sufferance. Correct answer, C. Question number 17. A home inspection reveals termites have damaged structural beams. Before closing, the buyer asks the seller to repair the damage. Which contract contingency is most directly involved? A, financing contingency, B, home inspection contingency, C, appraisal contingency, D, title contingency. Correct answer, B, home inspection contingency. A, home inspection contingency allows buyers to negotiate repairs or withdraw under certain conditions. Question number 18. A borrower pays off a mortgage in full and the lender records a document confirming the lien has been released. This document is called A, deed of trust, B, satisfaction of mortgage, C, promissory note, D, quitclaim deed. Correct answer B, satisfaction of mortgage. A satisfaction of mortgage officially releases the lender's lien after full repayment. Question number 19. A property owner wants to transfer ownership to a family member without making any guarantees about the title. Which deed is most appropriate? A, general warranty deed, special warranty deed C, bargain and sale deed D, quitclaim deed. Correct answer D, bind. Quitclaim deed. A quitclaim deed transfers any ownership interest without title warranties. Question number 20. A seller accepts a buyer's written offer exactly as presented, and both parties become legally obligated to complete the transaction. At this moment, the contract has achieved A, consideration, B, execution, C, acceptance, D, ratification. Correct answer C, acceptance. A contract is formed when the offer is accepted exactly as presented. Question number 21. A homeowner fails to pay property taxes for several years, and the local government eventually sells the property to recover the unpaid taxes. This action is an example of A, eminent domain, B, police power, C, taxation, D, offskeet. Correct answer C, finesse. Taxation. Taxation allows governments to collect unpaid property taxes through tax liens or tax sales. Question number 22. A buyer agrees to purchase a home for $680,000 and obtains a loan covering 75% of the purchase price. How much is the required down payment? A, $170,000, B, $160,000, C, $175,000, D, $180,000. Correct answer. Question number 23. A seller transfers ownership of a property, but promises to defend the buyer against all title defects, even those arising before the seller owned the property. Which deed provides this protection? A, quitclaim deed, B, special warranty deed, C, bargain and sale deed, D, general warranty deed. Correct answer D, general warranty deed. Deed. A general warranty deed offers the highest level of title protection to the buyer. Question number 24. A property owner gives another person authority to act on their behalf in a real estate transaction through a written legal document. This document is called a listing agreement, B, power of attorney, C, purchase agreement, D, assignment contract. Correct answer B, power of attorney. A power of attorney authorizes another person to legally act on someone's behalf. Question number 25. An investor purchases a vacant lot because a new interstate interchange is scheduled to be built nearby, expecting surrounding property values to increase. Which appraisal principle best explains this decision? A, anticipation, B, regression, C, balance, D, change. Correct answer. A, anticipation. Anticipation recognizes that expected future benefits influence present property value. Question number 26. A tenant continues occupying an apartment after the lease expires, and the landlord accepts another month's rent without signing a new lease. What tenancy has most likely been created? Estate for years. B, periodic tenancy. C, tenancy at sufferance. D, tenancy at will. Correct answer, B, periodic tenancy. Accepting rent after lease expiration usually creates a periodic tenancy. Question number 27. A lender requires a professional opinion of a property's market value before approving a mortgage loan. Which professional typically provides this opinion? A, home inspector, surveyor, C, appraiser, D, property manager. Correct answer C, appraiser. An appraiser estimates a property's market value using accepted appraisal methods. Question number 28. A homeowner owns all rights to the land, including the right to build, lease, sell, or transfer ownership, subject only to government restrictions. These combined rights are commonly known as A. Police powers, B. Encumbrances, riparian rights. Correct answer, C. Bundle of rights. The bundle of rights describes the legal ownership rights associated with real property. Question number 29. A buyer discovers that a recorded utility easement crosses part of the backyard, limiting where a swimming pool may be built. This easement is considered A. Encumbrance, C. Fixture, D. License. Correct answer B. Encumbrance. An easement is an encumbrance because it limits certain property rights without transferring ownership. Question number 30. A broker deposits a buyer's earnest money into a separate account maintained exclusively for client funds until closing. This account is known as A. Operating account, B. Escrow account, C. Business checking account, D. Reserve fund. Correct answer B. Escrow account. An escrow account safely holds client funds until contractual conditions are satisfied. Question number 31. A property owner gives a contractor permission to store construction materials on a vacant lot for 2 weeks without transferring any ownership interest. What type of right has been granted? A. Easement opportunant, B. License, C. Leasehold estate, D. Easement in gross. Correct answer B. License A. License grants temporary revocable permission to use another person's property. Question number 32. A buyer agrees to purchase a home for $720,000 and pays 10% as earnest money at contract signing. How much earnest money is deposited? A. $70,000, B. $75,000, C. $72,000, $68,000. Correct answer, C minus $72,000. 10% of $720,000 equals an earnest money deposit of $72,000. Question number 33. A homeowner owns property bordering a flowing river and has the legal right to make reasonable use of the water. These rights are known as A. Littoral rights, B. Surface rights, C. Riparian rights, D. Air rights. Correct answer C. Riparian rights. Riparian rights belong to owners whose property borders flowing water such as rivers and streams. Question number 34. A real estate broker intentionally tells a buyer that a home's roof is brand new even though the broker knows it requires immediate replacement. This conduct is an example of A. Puffing, B. Fraudulent misrepresentation, C. Negligence, D. Innocent mistake. Correct answer B. Fraudulent misrepresentation. Knowingly making false statements about material facts constitutes fraudulent misrepresentation. Question number 35. A property owner wants assurance that no one else can claim ownership of the property after closing. Before the sale, a title company searches public records to identify potential ownership issues. This process is called A. Market analysis, B. Home inspection, C. Survey review, title search. Correct answer, D. Title search. A. Title search examines public records to identify liens, claims, or ownership defects. Question number 36. A buyer and seller agree that ownership will transfer only after all contract conditions have been satisfied and the deed is delivered. This event is known as A. Closing, acceptance, C. Listing, D. Escrow. Correct answer, A. Closing. Closing is the final step where ownership is transferred and documents are completed. Question number 37. A homeowner installs custom-built bookshelves that are permanently attached to the living room wall. When the home is sold, the bookshelves will most likely be considered A. Personal property, B. Fixtures, C. Trade fixtures, D. Chattel. Correct answer B. Fixtures. Permanently attached items generally become fixtures and transfer with the property. Question number 38. A buyer applies for a mortgage, and the lender reviews the applicant's income, employment history, credit score, and outstanding debts before approving the loan. This evaluation is called A. Loan servicing, B. Mortgage recording, C. Underwriting, D. Amortization. Correct answer, C. Underwriting. Underwriting evaluates a borrower's financial ability to repay the mortgage loan. Question number 39. A homeowner notices that nearby commercial development has increased traffic noise, causing local home values to decline. Which appraisal principle best explains this decrease? A. Competition, B. Conformity, C. Contribution, D. Change. Correct answer, D. Q. Change. The principle of change recognizes that property values are influenced by changing neighborhood conditions. Question number 40. A buyer discovers after signing a purchase agreement that the seller does not have clear ownership of the property because of an unresolved ownership dispute. Which issue is most directly affecting the transaction? A. Cloud on title, B. Depreciation, C. Amortization, D. Escrow shortage. Correct answer, A. Cloud on title. A cloud on title is a claim or defect that may prevent clear transfer of ownership. Question number 41. A homeowner fails to make mortgage payments for several months, and the lender begins legal proceedings to recover the unpaid debt by selling the property. This legal process is known as A. Foreclosure, B. Condemnation, C. Partition, Escheat. Correct answer, A. Foreclosure. Foreclosure allows a lender to recover a loan balance after borrower default. Question number 42. A property sells for $840,000 and the listing broker earns a 6% commission that is split equally with the buyer's broker. How much does each brokerage receive? At $20,160, B. $25,200, C. $24,000, D. $21,000. Correct answer, B. $25,200. A 6% commission equals $50,400, which is divided equally between both brokerages. Question number 43. A seller transfers ownership using a deed that guarantees title only against defects arising during the seller's period of ownership. Which deed is being used? A. General warranty deed, B. Bargain and sale deed, C. Special warranty deed, D. Quitclaim deed. Correct answer, C. Special warranty deed. A special warranty deed protects against title defects occurring only during the seller's ownership. Question number 44. A city acquires several private properties to build a new public highway and pays the owners fair market compensation. Which government power authorizes this action? Police power, B. Taxation, C. Escheat, D. Eminent domain. Correct answer, D. Eminent domain. Eminent domain permits government acquisition of private property for public use with just compensation. Question number 45. A homeowner adds a second garage to a neighborhood where most homes already have similar features. The addition increases value because it matches surrounding properties. Which appraisal principle is illustrated? A. Conformity, B. Contribution, C. Competition, D. Substitution. Correct answer, A. Conformity. Conformity recognizes that similar properties in a neighborhood help maintain property values. Question number 46. A buyer agrees to purchase a home only if the property appraises for at least the contract price. This provision is known as a financing contingency, B, appraisal contingency, C, inspection waiver, D, escalation clause. Correct answer B, appraisal contingency. An appraisal contingency protects buyers if the property's appraised value is too low. Question number 47. A landlord enters a tenant's apartment without proper notice or legal justification, violating the tenant's right to possess the property peacefully. Which legal concept has most likely been violated? A, actual eviction, B, quiet enjoyment, C, novation. Assignment correct answer B, quiet enjoyment. Tenants have the right to peacefully possess leased property without unreasonable interference. Question number 48. A buyer signs a mortgage loan requiring the interest rate to remain unchanged for the entire 30-year loan term. What type of mortgage is this? A, adjustable rate mortgage, B, balloon mortgage, C, reverse mortgage, D, fixed rate mortgage. Correct answer D, fixed rate mortgage, a fixed rate mortgage. Question number 49. A broker advertises a property as having the most beautiful view in the city, although this statement is clearly an opinion rather than a factual claim. This is an example of A, fraud, B, misrepresentation, C, puffing, D, concealment. Correct answer, C, puffing. Puffing consists of exaggerated opinions that reasonable buyers recognize as sales talk. Question number 50. A buyer purchases an owner's title insurance policy at closing. What is the primary purpose of this policy? A, protect the lender against borrower default. B, guarantee future property appreciation. C, cover routine home maintenance costs. D, protect the owner's interest against covered title defects. Correct answer, D, protect the owner's interest against covered title defects. Owner's title insurance protects against covered title defects that existed before closing.
Hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do give it a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, take a moment to check out the other videos on the channel and be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thank you so much everyone for watching.